That's right, everybody. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to the first ever holiday themed episode of Top 5 Everything. This year, Top 5 Everything asked Santa to bring us the most cheerful guest he could. And as always, Santa delivered. So, everybody, welcome to the show. Lily, the spirit of Christmas Sloss.
Yeah.
Lily, do you want to say anything before we get into your countdown?
Say anything about what?
Yourself, politics. This is your floor. You can make any statement you want.
I have a couple of thoughts about the Georgia runoff elections, if you guys wanted to get into that. I am calling in from Brooklyn, New York City gal. I have my list in front of me. I am nervous and excited. So that's all.
I can't wait any longer. I want to see what's on that list. So, Lily, let's start with you. If you would not take us through your number 5. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce the list. This week, of course, we're talking about top 5 worst Christmas gifts ever. And Lily is going to start us off with her number 5.
Okay. Number 5 is more of a category of gift, but I'm going to say a gift that requires something of the recipient. The example Matt, my boyfriend, gave was a plant, that it's not really that nice to give someone something that they have to do something to. A similar item would be a book, because then they have to read it, or it's sort of like a shitty response to the gift. So just anything where it's like, it's not just a gift, it's like it requires them to do something. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I think this is a really good pick. It's a very broad pick because you could technically say you have to do something with every gift, like open it, or use it in some way that isn't enjoyable. But I hate having to do like extra things. Like when you first said it, I thought you were gonna say like a subscription. Like I hate subscriptions and stuff. Like just give me one thing. But also like you said, plants take a lot of nurturing and time.
Sure.
And even things like stuff that requires like maintenance, or someone got me a wok once, which is great, but now I have to season the wok. I got to do all this crap. Like, just give me some fried rice, all right?
Sure.
So I think it's a good pick.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good category of a pick for sure. And, I'll go ahead and just, if I can, share, because it included one of mine. And that is the good old, I'm sure everybody knows what's coming here, book, baby. Don't give me no fucking books to read, okay? This is nonsense. This is not a present. It's not a gift. This is homework that I don't want, all right? Do not make me do this extra stuff, okay? Especially read. It's one thing to maybe, like, give me a movie, because then you gotta, like, watch the movie. At least I don't have to put that much effort into it. But a book, like, that's just outrageous. So definitely agree with your number 5, because it encompassed one of mine. So my number 5 is also book.
Danny's war on books continues.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with Danny's pick. I think a book is a fantastic gift. I mean, certain books mean a lot to people, and then giving you something that means something to them is a good gift. To say, hey, like, I remember this one time, my favorite book of all time is Bone, and I was like, hey, Ronnie, you're my best friend in the world. Here's this book. Love it the same way I do. And he put it.
That's pushy. That's like a pushy thing to do. It's like maybe Ronnie doesn't really like reading, so it's
That's
more.
It's a present for you.
Yeah.
This is great. I don't have to respond. You guys are doing it for me. Thanks.
I'm a pushy friend, So I don't know if you met me, but I'll go ahead and disagree with the book. But the category I like, and that's going to take me into my number 5, which is kind of along the same lines as you're going into. So you're just encompassing everybody, because my number 5 pick was a surprise puppy.
Yeah.
I mean,
let me talk. Yeah.
Nothing nothing says fuck you like giving someone a puppy. Like, I understand they're cute, but this is handing somebody a big bag of chores and responsibility. Like, if somebody asks for a puppy, then it's a good gift. But a surprise puppy, that's like, saying, hey, how I said I was going to pull out? Well, surprise, not a good gift.
I don't know that that's a great analogy.
It was a pretty good one.
It was one.
It was an analogy. I don't know.
It's top 5.
You're not going to get a puppy for any random person, though. A plant is just like you can buy for $5. Like, I think a puppy's not really on the same level, though.
Dude, we had Sam Bucher.
I wonder where you're getting your plant from, buddy. I can get those for less than $5. 5 for 5.
That's
Look, I was gonna say pets, like any pet really was actually a thought of mine as well, which would be in that category that Lily brought up. But yeah, like, and then I thought about it, like, really the only one that's gonna ask for is like a kid, and they don't know what the hell they're getting into, you know what I mean? Like, in reality, and yeah, it's terrible because then it's just like you gotta do everything, you know what I mean? So yeah, I agree, Ryan. It's a good one, like, to, even though, like, I just think it's, I don't think people do it anymore, really.
Of course people.
Yeah, thank you, Sophie. I would literally lose my mind if Matt surprised me with a puppy. I think I would start crying and I wouldn't be able to stop. I'd be so excited. I think your choice was sick, Ryan. I think it was sick, and I think we're starting off on a weird note.
What about a book? How would you respond to a book?
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, I think your thing of like, I love this book, and so I gave it to Ronnie because I want him to love what I love. I get the inclination, but I do agree. It's like, it's not about Ronnie then.
I did love that book.
It's about me.
Yeah, but
That book sat in my car for about a year until I gave it back to him.
What is Bone? I'll look it up, but what is that?
It's a autobiography about Bone Thugs and Harmony, the rap group from the mid-90s.
Fun.
Written by Ryan.
Danny's never read a book.
Well, Ronnie,
my turn. All right.
Back to your number 5. We did a clear round there.
Right. There's a blitz, but I guess I'm next. So, I guess mine could technically fit in the all-encompassing do stuff with category. But I'm gonna say it's different, and it's office supplies. Honestly, nothing says I hate you more than why don't I give you more stuff so you can do more work that you don't like? Like, why would I want to think about work or the office when I'm on a holiday or it's Christmas or something like that? Staplers, they suck, they break. You need staples. Pencils always break. You need a sharpener. Paper clips are everywhere. Calculator I have on my computer. The only thing that's probably useful is scissors, but I mean, if you don't have scissors, something's really wrong with you, right? So office supplies are just a complete and utter waste of time. They're a thoughtless gift. I don't need more office supplies. I don't need to do more work. So my number 5 is office supplies.
Yes, I'm going to agree, but I'm going to go in a different direction with it. And you got to get yourself a swing line stapler, son. I don't know what you're doing with your staple game. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you don't know what's up. But I really have specific wants with my office supply needs. So you definitely don't know what kind of pen I use. I mean, kind of specific with my how I do things. So you might as well just not even try. So I agree. Office supplies is not a very good gift.
Yeah, I mean, who likes to get a gift that's free? I mean, office supplies are free to everybody. You can walk into any building around the country and just start grabbing stuff, and nobody's going to say anything. You can just walk away with them. So, they're like, hey, I didn't want this because it was free. Here's a gift to you. So, good pick, Ronnie.
Thanks, Ryan.
Do I get to weigh in, or how does this work?
It's your turn. It's your turn. You're after me.
I feel like this is why I wanted guidelines to these responses because it's like, Ronnie, who's ever bought you office supplies? Like, I've never bought somebody a stapler for Christmas. Like, have you gotten that? What Christmas have you received pencils?
Secret Santa.
From
I got pens last year.
Workers.
Was it work? It was a work Secret Santa?
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows that doesn't really count. But I'm going to push back. I think, again, some of these, like, context-wise, like, Ronnie, it sounds like you really hate your job. I don't hate my job, so I'm not distressed by hearing, by being reminded of it. So that might be just in the eyes of the recipient, maybe a little bit.
Thing I'm projecting here.
I think a tiny bit.
That's actually the best answer anyone's ever given. That's 100% correct. And I forgot my little joke. My joke was like, oh, Post-it notes, what are they going to do? The only thing a Post-it note's useful for is for me to write, don't buy me Post-it notes and stick it on your face for a gift. That was going to be my joke, and I forgot to say it.
I hope you worked on that one for a while.
Thank God we came back to that.
Yeah.
All right, well, that takes us around number 1. Lily, you want to get us into your number 4?
Yeah, I guess so. I think this is going to be controversial, but who gives a shit? Alcohol. Don't want it. Don't want it bought for me. Don't like it as a gift. I think it's impersonal, and I think I can buy it for myself. If I want a bottle of wine, I'll buy a bottle of wine. I'm an adult. I don't want to be bought something for Christmas that I could and would get for myself. Done.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with this one here, Lily. Respectfully, I think,
Thank you.
Part of the holidays is being festive and getting into, the festive mood. And, when someone buys you alcohol, the assumption is that you probably need it, just to get into that mood. So, and case in point, you right now hating on alcohol. Lily, I'm going to send you a bottle of wine. You drink a little bit. You hop back on the Top 5 podcast. You'll have a lot more fun. I promise you. You'll have a lot.
On you, I'm smashed right now. Barely see.
Perfect. So I disagree with this one because this is when you get to find out like all the stuff you hate. You know what I mean? So you don't got to buy it for yourself. You don't have to spend the money for it. Because I do feel like as an adult and I go in the liquor store, I'm like, I should take advantage of this. Is like should be my candy store. But then I just walk on over and you buy the Tito's or you know what I mean? And I'm just like the boring old white guy. So, you know what I mean? I would love a little bit of spice added to my life by somebody that might know something that I don't. I'm probably going to hate it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's probably it's terrible because even Tito's is pretty terrible. But, at least I don't have to spend my money on it. So that's kind of why I disagree.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and agree. Not so much for the gift, but
the sober guy, huh?
Yeah. It's not much about as getting the gift. It's about what that person is saying they think about you. It's like, hey, you look like a fucking drunken slob. You'll love this. Just hand them a fucking bottle. Like, I don't know. They're like, oh, you probably never read a book before. Here's some liquor. So that person probably doesn't have a very high opinion of you. So I'll agree.
Read the back of that bottle.
Ronnie, you want to get into your number 4?
Number 4, all right, it's coming on me pretty quick. My number 4.
Good question. Sorry. Are you guys drinking? Should I be drinking?
Yes. What are you doing?
Yeah, do your thing.
Well, is it rude to Ronnie if I get up and make a cocktail as he's talking?
No, not at all.
You can wait for mine. Mine's pretty boring.
Here, I'll switch glasses just while you're doing that, so it actually we're pretending like not.
Go for it, Ronnie. I'm listening.
So am I, Ronnie.
Should I go? All right. I don't have a picture, but my number 4 is posters. Posters are the most useless thing you can buy, period. They are a picture that you have to put up on a wall, and they take up a lot of room, so you can't hide it anywhere. The only way you can use it is you have to display it somewhere. If someone buys you a poster, essentially what they're doing is they're marking their territory. They're saying, I bought you this. You have to put it up in your house or your space, like a dog coming in and just peeing on your wall. It is the same exact thing. And the worst are like motivational posters. Like oh, hang in there, or bad hair day with the cat. I'm like, man, that cat is super cute, but why are you giving me this shit? Are you saying like, oh, I'm having trouble hanging in there? What the hell is that supposed to mean? It's very judgmental. Posters, they suck. I hate posters. Never had a poster I ever liked. So that's my number 4.
Yeah, for the first half of that, I thought you said coasters.
Coasters are great.
Man, coasters are great, but also I don't know. I think the last poster, like I was involved with, might have been my Limp Bizkit poster. I actually just threw it away when we moved, but that was from college, so I don't really know much about the poster game as a gift. I'll just pass, I guess. I guess it sucks. Yeah, bro. Don't tell me to hang in there. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? You don't know me like that.
That's right.
Yeah, Ron, I really wish you had a picture for this one because I thought you were talking about toasters for the first half. But the last poster I got as a gift was from Danny John, who got me a poster of those 2 chicks from Tattoo kissing. And 12-year-old, 13-year-old Ryan thought that was cool as shit.
Got that at the Breakout Fair.
I love the gift, so if you're giving it to a 13-year-old, it's probably a rad-ass gift. So the last poster I got I loved. So I'm going to disagree hard with this one. Lily, any thoughts on posters?
I need a lot of thoughts on posters. I was maybe a bad guest to choose because I think I'm going to sort of disagree with everyone's choices because I love most gifts. But I think posters, okay, again, I'm going to push back on, have you ever received a hang in there poster? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen anyone receive a hang in there poster. I think they are exclusively hung in human resources and guidance counselor offices, which I don't believe is your job, but they're fun. They give you a sense of personality. You're in college, somebody comes in and they go, you like Scarface? And it's like, no, I don't like Scarface. My brother gave this to me, and now you think I'm interesting. Now a conversation started. Now we're getting to know each other. Now I have a boyfriend. You know what I mean? It's like without that poster, without that immediate brand recognition, she's got a personality. How will they know?
Every other male in college had a Scarface poster. How does that make you interesting?
Because I was a woman. I am a woman.
I
didn't have a Scarface poster. I was giving an example.
Right. All right. Whatever.
It's projected personality. It's a personality you wish you had.
All right. I guess I'll take Danny on my side. That's it. All I need.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get into my numero quattro here. Just busting that out for bilingual. All my bilingual guests out there. Drew Brees, stop hating. So this one's, I mean, to be honest with you, I think this is given a lot as a gift. But like, why? I mean, stop giving calendars to people. I mean, that might be the best calendar you can get. I still don't want it. You know what I mean? Unless that calendar comes on an iPhone 12, don't get me a calendar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm busy enough. I know I'm fucking busy. Okay. I don't want to have to like write it down on your new calendar that you gave me. You know what I mean? Like, where am I going to put this and hang this up now? Like, I got to make space for it. Like, no one uses calendars anymore. All right. Stop giving people calendars. It just kills trees. All right. Stop killing trees. That's my number 4.
I have to go ahead and hate on that pick. I love myself a good calendar. My wife gives me a daily Peanuts calendar every year. It's my favorite gift. I write everything I got to do for that day on the calendar, so when I flip to it, I know what I got to do. I mean, if I write that shit on my phone, I'm definitely not going to be remembering that shit. So actually seeing something physical reminds me every day. So calendar, great gift. Lil, any thoughts on calendar?
Me?
Yeah.
I can agree. Don't love a calendar. Got it on my phone. I remember when, like, I guess I was in high school, not when we were in high school, but when I was in high school, there was a kiosk in the mall.
What does that supposed to mean?
I think you know what it means. When I was in high school, they had a kiosk in the mall that was just for calendars. And I was like, who's purchasing these? Why are there 200 calendars? And they're not funny. Yeah. I think like the catnip thing. I get it. I'm on board. I agree. Calendar, kind of a so-so gift. Don't love it.
Yeah, Danny, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to hate on this. My mom always used to give me Marie calendars, chicken pot pie. And nothing says love like a chicken pot pie. But no, actually, calendars was going to be on my list. I mean, the date is everywhere. Like, it's on your phone, it's on all your touch, whatever the hell's. You can ask some dude on the street, hey, what day it is? Hey, you go fuck yourself. Oh, it must be Thursday, right? Because that's the every day I ask that guy what day it is. It's Thursday, and he tells me go fuck myself. So calendars are terrible. They're completely outdated and useless objects. And who even cares what the day is, right? It's 2020.
Right.
It's all the same.
But
I don't know the
no one
difference.
ever knows the actual date.
Well, if
Ask
you on your
people.
real hustle, you working every day anyway, players.
Well, we all showed up today, Ryan. Oh, how did we do that? Not with calendars.
To be honest, I made a calendar invite of my own and added it to my own calendar a week ago because otherwise I would have not known that it was today. But fair
All right.
point. Why?
Well, that was a popular one. Calendar. Great answer, Danny. Well, I'm going to go with, we might have had DJ Zito on the show too many times. So I'm going to go with the DJ Zito answer. I'm going very broad with any gag gift. I mean, a gag gift is like watching a Will Ferrell movie. Like, it's a half-hearted laugh, and then you realize you have to sit through an hour and a half of this bullshit. I mean, what the fuck are you going to do with a gag gift? You put it somewhere for 5 years, and then you finally decide you're going to throw it away, or you just regift it to somebody you kind of hate. I mean, the gag gift is just really a passive-aggressive way to tell someone you don't really care about them. And if you don't like me, that's cool, but you really don't have to go out of your way to get the point across. So, gag gifts, my number 4. Lily?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious. Like, yes, agreed. Because I feel like it's like you're just burning money. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna use that cheese printer. It's not good. I agree. I fully agree. Hate a gag gift, and don't ever think they're genuinely funny. Although I would say there are a fair amount of Will Ferrell movies that are genuinely funny. So again, gonna push back on some of the analogies, but yes, agreed. Gag gifts are stupid.
I completely disagree with this. I think this is a terrible choice. One of the worst choices ever. Gag gifts are hilarious. Hilarious. I mean, fake poop is fantastic because you can reuse it. Not only did you give me fake poop, like, oh man, I gave you poop, like, it's not really poop, then I could just do it to someone else. It's hilarious. Pet rock? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. That's hilarious. I mean, that's the whole point of giving someone a gift is to bring them joy for however long. I mean, you can't really get that with a calendar, which you love. Calendars bring any joy. Gag gifts are hilarious. I love them. Whoopee cushion? Sitting on a whoopee cushion? Ah, man, you farted. Ha ha ha. Have a good laugh. That's fun. Sorry. Gag gifts. Fantastic.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that, good gag gift can be used at the right time. You save it for like Ronnie's wedding or something. You know what I mean? A perfect whoopee cushion at Ronnie's wedding would have been great. Everyone would have laughed it up. But Ryan, you missed your opportunity because I didn't get it for you. Obviously, that's my fault because Christmas was like right then. I should have done it. But yeah, I disagree. I mean, I think like, if you're gonna buy me clothes, you might as well buy me a gag gift. That's a gag gift to me. So, yeah, I disagree.
All right. Well, everyone loved that one as well. So let's get into our number 3 with the Lily's number 3 pick.
Okay, well, I feel like mine are probably started high and kind of going on a downward slope. I and Sophie in the background can agree if she is still awake. Hate a gift card. Hate a gift card, don't get it. Why don't you just send me $20 in an envelope? I don't want it. A vague gift card to a store, it doesn't mean anything. It means less than something. It means you couldn't think enough to pick something that I would actually like. So you're just going, hey, go to this store and shop. Again, bit of a chore, bit of homework. I don't want to do this. I'm probably going to lose it. Or I'll bring it. It's for $25. I can only find something that's $30. So now I've spent money. Now you've gotten me to spend money. You are powering the capitalist machine by giving me a gift card, and I don't like it.
Wow, Lily, me and you are on the same page. This is also my number three, gift cards. I can't think of anything more useless than a gift card because you can just give me the cash and I can use it anywhere. Like you just spent $25 to force me to buy a shirt from Hollister, which I'm pretty sure they'll kick me out on the spot. I'm like, oh, sir, like you don't belong here, one of those types of things. Um, and here's another problem is whatever you want to buy is $50 and they just gave you a $25 gift card. So now I'd spend $25 to buy this stupid piece of crap because you only gave me a $25 gift card. Or conversely, you gave me a $50 gift card and only thing I can find is $15. Now there's 35 wasted dollars that I have to remember because I can never remember that shit. I gotta log in. You have a login account. They make it so hard. And then last but not least, people don't even use the goddamn gift cards. Like it's like $5 or $6 billion a year in this country alone that are just go to unused gift cards. It's completely worthless.
Is that real data?
Yes. Actually, let's look it up right now.
Yeah, so while he's doing that, I'll say because I have gift cards on my list as well. I was the one sharing the gift card picture, and I'm just gonna, as my defense for hating gift cards, I'm gonna use a good Dave Chappelle quote. In one of his stand-ups, he said, he talks about being at Disney and how they make you buy like Disney dollars and stuff. It's like, you can't buy weed and pussy with gift cards. Just give me the cash. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, the gift card is just terrible. So, great number three.
Yeah, it says since 2005, some $45.7 billion has been floating around in unused gift card balances.
That's nuts.
45.
That's like just giving Hollister money then. Like you
Exactly.
aren't even taking anything from them. You were donating money.
Yeah, it's the greatest for corporations. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Danny and Lily here and disagree with Ronnie. I think it's a great and terrible pick at the same time. I mean, just to echo your guys' statements, like I got a gift card for Cowdor from '95 still in my wallet. Like, where the fuck am I gonna find a Cowdor now?
What is
Yeah,
Cowdor?
Exactly.
It's like a Kmart, or it was like
better.
I think there's one in New Jersey still.
Well,
They're obviously better. There's
Send it up.
way more of them. So,
well, I'm coming your way this Christmas, Ronnie. Cowdor visit 2020. So I'll agree with two of you.
So Ryan, where will be the number for you then?
Yeah, so my number three is going to be something kind of played out. And I'm going with the ugly sweater. I mean, can't we just retire this shit already? This shit is played out. I mean, the only Christmas parties there are the ugly Christmas sweater party. I mean, we really should be having donut on a string parties. I mean, ugly sweaters stop being cool when Bill Cosby stopped being cool. So it's time to hang it up, retire the ugly sweater, time to go. Fuck you, ugly sweater. Lily?
Okay. Still confused about the order. Okay, like I think yes and no. I think like this year was sort of a fucking wash for parties, but like I don't own an ugly sweater. So if I was invited to an ugly sweater party, now I'm going out to spend money on one. I don't want to spend money on one. I'd rather someone gift it to me and I go, haha, funny. I'll throw this in the back of my closet, pull it out 2 years later, wear it to a Christmas party. People are like, what a fun sweater. Where'd you get it? And I'm like, it's thrifted. I just think I think that's exactly one of those things where I wouldn't buy it for myself. So I want someone else to give it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with this. Ryan, you happen to be wearing one right now, so I don't understand why you're hating on something you're wearing right now.
This is ugly.
It's pretty ugly, bro. That's literally the definition of an ugly Christmas sweater. I mean, it might not be ugly to you, but that's what it is.
It's aggressive.
Right. Stand up. Let's see.
You stand up.
All right. All right. Yeah, no, I mean, you're only going to use it once a year, but you're going to use it every year, right? That's the thing. Like, when the time rolls around, you're like, oh, I mean, no one ever bought me an ugly Christmas sweater. I wish I had one right now so I could be more festive for this Zoom call or this Microsoft Teams podcasting right now. That would have been great. But no one gave it to me, and now I'm sad. So what a great gift.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of funny because I think like some people would consider an ugly sweater. I actually think they're kind of dope. Like the old school ones, kind of bringing them back a little bit. I'm like an old dad now, so you know what I'm saying. Like I'm just trying to bring back that old swag a little bit. You know what I mean? So an ugly sweater might be different to somebody else, but if it's like intentionally ugly, like the one you had up, Ryan, or like the crazy ones that got like lights and stuff, like that's just a terrible gift. So yes and no, I agree with Lily.
I mean, the Sinbad sweaters are cool.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Bring that shit back.
All right, Lily. Well, another unanimous applause for my pick. You want to give your number 2?
Okay, so again, I think this is going to get a similar reception to one of my earlier ones, but I don't want food. I don't want a baked good. I don't want a thing of nuts. I don't want. It just feels like you get so much stuff from people, and it's like it's not even going to taste that good. Like it'll be like a medium quality dessert, and then you have like 3 things of it, and then you feel like you have to eat it, or you're throwing it out, which is super wasteful. You know, the people put time into it, which is nice, but it's like I don't want this. I don't want 6 different brownies and bars. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely disagree with this, Lily. I don't know who your friends are, but you get friends that can make good food, that can make good baked goods. My wife bakes me Christmas cookies every year because I complain, and then her mom comes down and brings me the same exact Christmas cookies because it's her mom's recipes. So I have Christmas cookies for like the next 3 months. It's fantastic.
Your wife sounds great,
Love.
Ronnie. I don't
She
know
is.
about your wife.
She's great when I convince her to bake stuff for me, but then there's a few and far between. So I don't wanna really inflate her ego right now. So she's probably gonna watch this.
Around the holidays.
You know she doesn't watch, Ronnie.
She's not a fan. She's on the Drew Brees bandwagon, but
I don't think your wife baking you cookies is the same as getting cookies as a gift.
that's a gift. That's a gift. I feel like that's a gift. I love food. I think when you put effort into making something for someone, and even if it isn't the best thing in the world, it's still like, hey, I like you enough to where I put some effort into it, and I hope you enjoy this treat, or something that came from the heart, because it's all about the thought.
So I think she said food originally. So I think like I'm a yes and no on food because like I'm more inclined to be like I feel better about you making me something than like giving me like one of those tins of cookies or like that kind of stuff, because that stuff's like just like all super processed and everything. I mean, it's even worse. I mean, like not that all that stuff's all bad for you anyway, but it's just like I don't want, because it's all taste the same, right? I mean, like it's just like that is really like bad stuff where it's like you shouldn't be even eating it. But at least if you make it, I feel like it does have some meaning behind it, and I think that's like, even if it is a book, I guess if there's meaning behind it, it could be, somewhat of a decent gift. Right.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree too. I think food is a good gift. I think it shows that that person cares. Like they actually took time out of their schedule to do something for you. And, not shopping for people is hard. And I don't think, finding a right gift for a lot of people is very hard. But,
Find the right fudge recipe.
Yeah, everybody eats, and there's some good food out there. I mean, my friend Chip bakes the best Oni pizza out there. It's delicious. I could eat one of those any day. It's a pizza maker, and like it's fantastic. The one Chip makes, never tasted anything like it. Fantastic. And if someone gave me a Choco Taco, I'm not complaining. That'd be fantastic. I'd lose my mind if I got a Choco Taco.
Of course. Who doesn't love a Choco Taco? I don't really think that is what I was saying, but okay.
All right.
Funny.
Lily took a L on that one, didn't she? All right. my next, I guess this is my number 2, is something that I've never liked. I've never thankfully received and I don't ever want to receive or buy, and that is DVDs. They're absolutely useless after the first view, and then they just take up space and room. I've owned a total of 2 DVDs. One of them is The Matrix Reloaded, which is in this, and the other one is Jingle All the Way, which I think my brother broke on purpose. And you know, what what what's the purpose? Like the movie's gonna come on TV randomly, right? And I'll watch it, but I can't make the effort to find the disc, put it in the DVD, and then be forced to watch something that I know is already gonna happen, right? It's not fun. I hate DVDs. I'm done with them, and they're completely wasteful. So I hate DVDs.
I mean, that's obviously a picture you took at Chip's house. So I don't know if you're hating just on Chip or, yeah, I mean, I don't even, are DVDs like still a thing? I mean, I feel like that's like one of those things. It's like you might as well buy me like the Prime edition so I can watch it streaming, and save like $2 or whatever. Yeah, DVD, that's terrible. Yeah, like, and then you gotta get rid of it. Like, we just went through that. Like, we have all these DVDs. What the fuck do we do with them, man? Like, barely anything has a DVD player on it anymore, and all these movies are literally like just streaming like pretty much any time you want. So what's the point?
Agreed. Thanks, Danny.
So last year I realized that Ronnie hated DVDs. So for Christmas, I gave him the novelized version of Jingle All the Way, the book.
He did.
Guess, let me guess if Ronnie actually read that fucking book. Zero fucking chance this guy read that book.
Of course I read the book. Ask me what happened.
What happened?
Phil Hartman tried to eat his cookies.
This son of a bitch, I went out of my way to do something nice for you, and he definitely didn't read it. You know, it depends on what DVD it is. What if I gave you, you said that's your only 2 DVDs. You don't have the Giants Super Bowl 2012 DVD?
I do.
How many times have you watched that? I mean, it depends on who you give it to. I mean, Chip Beamer doesn't get use out of DVDs. You know how many times that guy watched Layer Cake? I mean, that guy paid $15 to watch fucking Jumper or something at Barry's bachelor party. He could have saved $15 if he just had that $4 DVD. I mean, so I'm going to go ahead and disagree with DVDs.
Yeah, I'm also going to disagree as a lover of cinema and as someone, I mean, I think, to be fair, I have not a single device in my home on which I could play a DVD right now. So I think they're not topical now. But I think, picture this, me, 8th grade, I get Honey, the DVD featuring Jessica Alba as a burgeoning dance star. That movie was amazing. I probably watched it 100 times. Couldn't have watched it on TV. My parents couldn't afford on demand. God knows. So if I hadn't had that DVD, I couldn't have watched it, right? I would have had to wait probably 2 or 3 years for it to show on TBS. And then there's commercials. I got to do my homework. DVDs are key. DVDs are key for those lonely middle school and high school years where you're just trying to sort of feed yourself off of the cinema.
Lily, have you liked any of my picks? This is ridiculous.
Honey, I think I like you as a person. Your wife sounds nice. And how about your mom, too? They both sound great.
It's true.
All right.
Do you have another one that's good?
My number one's gonna kill it. I swear to God. Like, there's not many more things I hate in the world than this, and I'm coming for the W here.
Let me sneak my number 2 in before you say your number 1. So, as a person that's a different size as most people, this number 2 is serious. Stop buying people clothes, yo. You might as well be buying me that. You might as well be buying me that, because whatever you're buying me is not going to fit me, okay? I would say 5% of any clothing gift. I mean, I'm not saying like socks are different, but like pants or shirts, 5% of any like clothing gift I've gotten over the years is fit like properly. Okay, just stop trying. Like, I even tell my beautiful wife. It's not worth it. Just let me buy my own clothes, all right? So I can get mad at myself when it doesn't fit, all right? It's not worth it. Then it sits there because you're like, oh, I can't get rid of that because this person got it for me. Or usually the worst part about it is it's something nice. They're like, it's like a nice piece of clothing, like a nice like Under Armour thing, or you know what I mean? Something. It's like I can't even wear it like properly. You know what I'm saying? It's just embarrassing. No one wants to see my belly. You know what I mean? So just don't try to buy me clothes. So that's my number 2.
I'll go ahead and agree with this. More than that, I just think it's weird that people want to dress up other people. They want to give them clothes and be like, "Hey, wear this." You know, you're forcing that on people. You know,
Stop
who
it.
wants to force people into playing dress up when they're not 5 years old? So I'll go ahead and agree with that. Lily looks like she agrees with me, so
I don't think that's what my face is saying. I'm going to give kind of a yes, no. I would agree. I think I don't know. I think people have successfully bought me things in the past that I wouldn't have bought for myself. I think maybe it's not my cut, maybe it's not my style. And then I put it on and I go, you know what? I look kind of jazzy in this. This is actually kind of a good look for me. So I think exactly a little bit jazzy. So I think but I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird because people are trying to dress people. I think if you guys got all emotional about the food fucking thing, it's like they're thinking of you. They think that you'll like it. They think that it looks like you or that you would look nice in it. And if they screw up, like, okay, but it's still good intention. They're not trying to dress you up. They're trying to give you something they think suits you. Fun.
Yeah, I'm halfway on this. Just because I hate clothes shopping. There's nothing I despise more in my life than trying to buy clothes for myself. And when someone gives me clothes and I have them already and I put them on, I'm like, oh, okay, like this is all right. Like that's fine. I agree with you on the fit thing though. Like people have and will mess up the fit, and that's a pain in the ass. But um, it most of the clothes that I get now is actually from gifts. Only unless I need to buy like pants or something of that nature. Like I'm not really big into buying clothes.
all right. Well, that was a popular answer. So I actually loved Lily's answer so much that I'm going to go say the same thing, but mine actually comes with a video. Can you guys see the video?
Yeah, now.
So that's right. My number 2 pick is an old banana. I mean, it's the oldest trick in the book. Every year, John Whitman sends an old banana to Rick Jowers, and every year, Rick Jowers falls for it. I don't know why this guy doesn't see it coming, but every year he opens it. And I don't know what's weirder. Some guy sending him an old banana every year, or Rick Jowers smelling the banana every year. I mean, I love myself a good banana, but there's no need for it to be sitting under a tree for months. Lily?
Months.
Lily, read the banana. I mean, how do you disagree with that? Like, yes, I agree. I think banana peel, shitty gift.
Wow, that's the first one she's agreed with. Yeah, an old banana has its use. I mean, it's a gag gift, right? I mean, literally a gag gift. And it sounds like it's fun. We're having fun right now. I appreciate the gag gift now a little bit more because I'm just learning about it. And Mr. J's in it with his ugly sweater and looks fantastic. So, I kind of like this old banana thing that he keeps falling for. It's like a running joke. It's like from Martin when Tommy had no job. In every episode, someone would mention that Tommy has no job. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, you probably make some banging banana bread there. It'll be real seasoned. Yeah, I mean, I I guess it's a terrible gift, but I guess once again he thinks about you every year. Gets that banana, pack it up, and sends it off with love in his heart.
Just having fun, baby.
That's right.
All right. Well, everyone hated the old banana. Everybody's gonna love Lily's number one pick.
All
Lily.
right. So my number one pick is a little bit niche, but Soph and I got this from our older brother, like probably 15 years ago. We had little envelopes, and we opened them up and came to realize that our older brother had made a donation on our behalf to a farm in a low-income country, and I was pretty upset to learn that our family was not receiving the goat, but that another farm and more needy children were. And I think my thing is, I'm not anti-donation. I'm super pro-donation, but I don't think you get to pick on behalf of someone else where it's going. I think ask me, say, do you want a gift? I say, no, I'm okay. Say, hey, can I make a donation on your behalf? I say, sure. Here are my charities. But I think a donation on someone's behalf that they do not ask for and it is not their fund is unconscionable. As a gift, it's not a gift.
Yeah, I'm gonna go probably yes and no on this. I agree with you on your end. Like, I wouldn't want someone donating on my behalf for a cause I don't agree with. But if the cause is to give a poor village a goat because that's all they're going to be able to eat, I'm kind of cool with that. Like, that's not a big of a deal for me. Like, I don't need gifts. Actually, I don't know why I haven't said that during this. I hate getting gifts. It just feels weird to me. I don't know what it is, but mainly because I don't want to give people gifts. Because I mean, if this podcast is any indication, everyone hates gifts. So, but yeah, I mean, people around the world could use the money more, and it can fall flat. So it depends on what the donation is, but I'm not completely opposed to it.
It was my number one as well. It's a great answer because it also, I mean, like you say it and like you feel bad that it makes the list because like, man, you feel like I'm a terrible person for not wanting to give a donation. It has nothing to do with that. It's like, first of all, like how do you even know that they made the donation? I think that there's like a Seinfeld episode about that where it's making donations like Human Fund or something like that. I mean, like who knows what that, and and like to be honest with you, a lot of the like places where you donate to, the money doesn't get to the people it's supposed to get to at the end. So like, let me do my own research. You know what I'm saying? If I like to donate money, and like sometimes I just like to give money to guys, people on the side of the street. You know what I mean? And I mean maybe that's not the best way to do it, but that's like how I like to be charitable sometimes. Let me do it my own way. Don't force me. I also hate it. I think we talked about it on the show, like when they like people have to like when you're checking out of the grocery store or something, they're always you want to add your change, and it's like if you don't do it, you're like a dick. And it's like everywhere you go, and it's like that's another reason why it's like people stop. They don't want to go into stores anymore because they always got to do stuff like that or like make it's like an awkward situation. So totally agree. It was my number one as well.
Yeah, this is a fantastic answer. This is a fantastic pick. Who wants, you should be able to do what you want with your money. You should be able to donate to who you want to. Like, I agree with Daniel. Like, I'd rather walk down the street and give $50 to somebody than donate it to some cause that I don't know where that money is going. To, pay somebody to send out flyers about giving money to where, So, yeah, it's the same reason I don't, give blood because I'm afraid they're going to give it to vampires. Like, I don't know where that blood's going. I mean,
Again, terrible analogy.
what is it? What?
Analogy. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. Giving blood is like very directly tied to helping people.
Vampires.
Well,
I guess.
Vampires do need blood. I mean, I think that's
True.
part of the deal with them.
All right, I guess it's time for my numero uno, and I know there should be a drum roll or something, but I really hate people giving me souvenirs from places they visited. I fucking hate these things. They're always pieces of shit. They suck. They can be clothes, but they never fit, and they look horrible. They're just like completely and utterly no one from that area wears this shit. No one in New York would be caught dead with any of this crap.
True.
And why do I need a Statue of Liberty because you went to New York? Why do I need a fucking magnet of Italy because you went to Italy? Like, that's like shoving it in my face. Like, oh, look where I've been, loser. Now here's something to remind you every day of how cooler I am than you because I went somewhere else. Like, it's so fucking stupid. And what the hell? Like, why don't you just buy it for yourself? You keep it yourself. You give me something else. Souvenirs, they suck. Souvenirs from places you've been are terrible. I hate them. That's my number one.
Yeah, I think this is a good one. I mean, like as you said, it's either clothing that's like terrible or like a tchotchke of some sort. It's like, oh great, let me find out where I can fit this in my house. You know what I mean, for a couple years, and then I can donate it to someone, hopefully. But yeah, I think that like souvenirs from like places you've gone as like a gift is. I don't know how often this is happening. It's one of those ones where I feel like that's one that I don't know if I've ever gotten a gift, a Christmas gift from like maybe like someone was like in Arizona and bought me a Navajo quilt or something, but that would have been pretty dope, I guess. But otherwise, I would say no.
Yeah, I don't know if this is specifically Christmas tied. I agree with the sentiment that going places and having to buy people gifts seems stupid to me. It's like you're going on a vacation and you're forced to buy people stuff seems fucking weird. And to have one thing from one place that you've been one time, like a Newport Beach tattoo because you went there on a weekend, seems like a weird gift to give. But it's the gift that always keeps on giving because everybody else gets to cherish that Newport Beach tattoo for the rest of their lives. So.
Right. It's true.
Lily?
All done on the tattoo. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's absolutely right. I think it's one of those things that people feel compelled to do. I think a lot of the times it's a shot glass. I've never sort of noticed how weird it is that you would have a shot glass from a place you didn't go, or like, I don't know, we have like a bunch of shot glasses from colleges we didn't attend. I feel like it's a similar kind of idea. I would agree. I don't know that this is super Christmassy because I think it just ties to whenever that person goes on the trip. But I would say this ties into another gift theme that I couldn't include because it wasn't Christmassy, but that I think is terrible, which are favors. I don't think favors are a good idea. I think wedding favors are famously pretty big waste, often kind of expensive, and people don't want or take them. And so I think it is a waste of money. And I agree with you, Ronnie. Good pick.
What?
All right. Well, fantastic pick there from Ronnie. So I'm going to try to follow suit. Everyone had good number ones. So I'll try to end it out good with my very specific number one, which is 17 framed pictures of Ronnie. I mean, to celebrate our 17 years of friendship last year, Ronnie gave me 17 framed photos of himself. I mean, a sweet gesture, but I already have 36 framed photos of Ronnie in my house. If I put up one more picture of Ronnie, people are going to start thinking I'm weird. And I know what you're thinking. Take the photo of Ronnie out and just use the frame, but it's not so easy. Ronnie booby traps them. Every time I open them, 12 more pictures of Ronnie spring out. They stick to everywhere. They're impossible to give off. Ronnie already sends me a picture of himself in a fancy hat every week, and that's enough Ronnie for me. So Ronnie, thank you, but that's enough, sir.
Is this real?
Yeah. You didn't see all those pictures?
I mean, I saw something. I mean, but Brian, what was your takeaway on gag gifts? Because I would say this seems a lot like a gag gift.
What?
I hated gag gifts. It was one of my answers.
Yeah, so then that makes sense because I'd say this is a gag gift. And I think, I don't know. I mean, I only have like 4 framed photos in my whole apartment. So if I had 17 photos of anyone, I agree.
You right now.
It would look like I was had a compulsion. Those are art pieces.
Oh, sorry.
How dare you? No, I mean, I think it's a bit of a gag gift, but it's sort of a strong gag gift because you're gonna have to throw out photos of a dear friend, which is cruel, but you don't want them. So what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with you here, Ryan. This is a beautiful gift, and I thank you for making that picture and taking the time out to make that photograph you just shared with us. I think it's hilarious. I think when you make something for someone and they enjoy it for however long it is totally worth it. That's the whole point of giving a gift to someone. And you just gave me the gift of 17 pictures of myself, which I'm the best person I know. I mean, look at all those pictures. I'm super cool, and at least 16 of those. And one of them, I'm probably not super cool because I'm hungover at the airport. I believe that's one of them. So yeah, no, I think it's fun. I think it's great. Pictures of your friends, like old middle school, what are those things, ID cards or high school ID cards. That's kind of cool gift to give to someone.
Yeah, I mean, I personally love the wall Ronnie in your house. I like it personally because I get to be super critical of each and individual picture of Ronnie and what he's wearing. I like to break it down, be like criticize the person that gave him the outfit he's wearing in each picture, because I know that those were all gifts. And so for me, it just like when I personally like to have a few cocktails, a few booze drinks of the people that pass those along to me while I look at the Wallarani to be very critical. I also like criticizing the frames that they come in because sometimes they're just ridiculous.
All right, guys. Well, that goes through our list of top 5 worst gifts.
Woo!
And you guys know we end every show with an ethical question. So, of course, keeping with the theme of the night, my ethical question is, should the Grinch have given back all the presents he stole at the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Lily, why don't you start us off?
Is this really an ethical question?
Yes.
No wrong answer.
But I feel like there is a wrong answer if you're looking at it ethically, right? Like yes, like he had to give the presents back. That was the whole point. That was how you could show that he had grown and changed, and his heart grew 2 sizes too big. And if he didn't give the presents back, the movie is a trauma, So yes, he had to get it back.
Ronnie?
Yeah, I don't think he had to give them all back. I think he should have kept something for himself. No one got him anything. I mean, if anything, the Who's in Whoville never really made an attempt to include the Grinch. If you think about it, his mental block was caused because the Who's in Whoville didn't communicate with him. So in his mind, since they weren't communicating with him, that automatically led him to believe that he was ostracized by the Who's in Whoville. None of them made a kind gesture to him. None of them got him something cool like an ugly Christmas sweater or a book to read, or or something that he could work on like a plant. It was just him and Max, and they were just chilling. And these people, to be honest with you, the Who's in Whoville were jerks. And he came down and he's like, well, you guys can be jerks. I'm going to be a jerk. But then he understood he went a little too far. But he should have kept something for himself. Just been like, I deserve this. I went through a lot recently, a lot of trauma. And, he's a good person now. So good people deserve gifts. And they're just gifts. You don't really need gifts.
Yeah, so he definitely should not have given them back. He should have donated them to a charity in their name, though. It would have been in their name, so it would have made sense. It would have been like he gave them a gift, and that other people would have got the gift too. He basically should have Robin Hooded them.
Well, 2 of you guys are right. Of course, the answer is no. The Grinch should not have given back the presents. I mean, that asshole ruined a beautiful moment. I mean, the Who's finally realized that Christmas wasn't about presents and material things. It's about family and togetherness. And what does the Grinch do? he brings back all that junk right back into their life. I mean, you think kids went back to singing after they got their toys back? No, fuck no. I mean, they grabbed their shooter-kaboob and shot their brother in the face with it. I mean, everyone thought the Grinch had changed, but he didn't. He knew the real way to steal Christmas was reintroducing all the nonsense back in their life.
Absolutely.
He's been getting away with it for 63 years. So, Grinch, we're on to you. Fuck you. You ruined Christmas yet again.
I'm going to be honest, I don't super remember the plot of The Grinch. So I think a lot of this is confusing to me.
Have you seen Jingle All the Way? It's the
Watch
same.
it together next podcast. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap us up for week 25 of Top 5 Everything. Lily, Spirit of Christmas, thanks so much for joining us.
What a hoot.
Is there anything you want to say before we log off?
This was great. You guys were really kind of generous and kind to me. I think one surprise was, I think before the podcast started, Ronnie had said that he was really generous with most people's answers and was sort of usually the one who's kind of kind and responding positively. And I would say that really wasn't my experience. So I think like maybe let's all examine our own biases. But yeah, otherwise really, really positive experience.
It's
Thanks,
the time
guys.
to self-reflect and make ourselves better. So
Mhm.
That's
It's
right.
season.
Well, happy holidays, everybody out there. Thanks for joining us. Lily, thanks for joining the podcast. Great to see you and talk with you. And we'll catch you next month and week, volume 26.
2021.
Woo!
Yeah.